So after years of seeing other people try and succeed at SMMA, you finally decided to give it a try. Now I know there are so many other videos out there on SMMA and you don't really know where to start, which results in you wasting months on outdated courses and ineffective strategies only to give up before you even try. And that's why in the next 50 minutes, I've put together a full step-by-step blueprint going over everything that you'll need to know to start and scale in SMMA from 0 to 10K per month, just like I did with my SMMA, where we went from 0 to 43K a month in just 30 days. And I'm about to lay out the entire roadmap, strategy, and even give you a full resource guide to follow that guarantees you'll see success so you can remove all the guesswork and have a game plan that actually works to make it impossible to fail. But first, we have to understand the basics of how SMMA really works. All right, y'all, first and foremost, I have to explain to you what SMMA is, how it works, and I'm gonna dumb it down to the easiest, most simple version so you guys can follow it and you guys can start getting success immediately. So first things first, what is SMMA? Basically, SMMA is an arbitrage model where you're going to have a prospect, you're going to have you, and you're going to have your contractor or your person who handles your fulfillment. So let's draw some little bodies on this. So there's your prospect, there's you. All of y'all have extremely large heads, right? So I'm gonna put some references here. There's you. And there's your contractor, right? So you guys are on the same team. So essentially how this works is this person is either a real estate agent, a roofer, a medical spa, a dentist, or any other local business that you can generate leads for. So essentially this is how it works. You, through either paid ads or other outreach methods that we're gonna get to in this video, and I'm gonna show you guys how to acquire these clients, you are going to get in contact with the business owner right here, and essentially you guys are going to be trading services. So he will be paying you money in exchange for marketing services. Now, if you're looking right now and you're like, okay, great, Blake, I've seen SMMA videos before. I kind of understand how this works a little bit. Let me explain to you why this is the key important part here. You don't need to know how to run all of the marketing. You will learn this in due time. I personally, when I first started my agency, had no idea how to do it. So I'm gonna show you how I subcontracted all of this work, and I was able to just sell, and I was able to make a lot of profit while really not having to do much work besides doing this right here. So I don't know about you guys, but when I was young and I was in high school, I used to actually go to the store with my mom, and I used to buy the candy in big bulk packets, and then I would take it to school and I would resell it. So essentially, it's kind of a similar model here where you're using somebody else's work and their time and their expertise, aka the candy from the store, and you are going, basically taking wholesale and making it retail. That's what you're doing here. So you're using these services that's gonna be provided on behalf of you and your company, and you're selling it at a marked up rate. And so what essentially happens is your acquisition cost, the cost to get in contact with this person, whether you're running paid ads and whether it's free, it's gonna be the cost of acquiring the client minus the contractor fee will equal your net profit. Put some big dollar signs for you. So it's really simple to track your numbers in the beginning, and it's really simple to make a markup price where you could charge this person anywhere from, especially in the earlier stages, 1,000 to 2,000 USD, and you could pay this contractor anywhere from $100 to $200 to actually fulfill for this service. So I don't want to say that it's that easy. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper on how all this works here in a minute. But in a breakdown, that's essentially how it works. Because you would assume, okay, Blake, if I'm paying, this person's paying me $1,000 and I'm paying my contractor $100, I would make, $900, a 90% profit, my 90% margins, right? Wrong, because you're forgetting the cost to acquire the client. And we're gonna talk about all the different methods on how to acquire these clients, and I'm gonna show you and give away all the sauce on the most effective ways, the cheapest ways, the ways that you're gonna be more profitable, because I know that that's what you wanna hear. I have to get real with you guys for a second because nobody else will, and I will, because I don't really care. And I have to be honest with you. This is the timeline of when SMMA really started. Back in 2016, when all these famous gurus out there that had their $200,000 a month agencies, the reality is all you had to provide at the time was this. If you guys can see this. Simple, dimple, Facebook ads. You could run these Facebook ads directly to a Google Sheet with some leads and your clients were happy. That was it. That's all you had to do. And you could charge $1,000, $1,500, and back in 2016, $1,000 goes so much farther than it does now, right? So now fast forward, 2020, we're in lockdown. All these businesses went out of business. Most of them got bankrupted. A lot of businesses went out. There's no money. There's no business. So a lot of agencies actually ended up dying off at this time. And nobody, regardless of how the results were for this, nobody's buying anymore. No one has any money. The economy's in the toilet. It's in the shitter. Everybody knows this, right? And so what happened is from 2020 to 2024, something happened. Something huge happened in the market, right? Where this product that everybody used to use is still being used now. It's still here. However, there's additions onto it. And I'm going to show you guys down the line, so stay with me. I'm going to show you guys what I mean by this. But with 2024 and this huge jump here, this product from Facebook ads just started evolving and evolving and evolving and evolving. First it was Facebook ads, and then we qualify your leads. Then it was Facebook ads. Then we book your appointments for you. Then it was Facebook ads. Then we have, a call center and all these other things. And that's where we're at today, guys. The new standard is if you're going to go into a saturated niche, you're going to go into a wide proven niche. Because a lot of you guys watching this right now, you guys might have seen some SMMA videos, or you might have heard of it, or you might have heard of famous Iman Gadzis. You might have heard of these guys that, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, that ran an agency. But I'm giving you real raw feedback from me right now, and I currently run an agency. So I'm giving you guys the raw facts, and the raw facts is the shit that they're teaching you doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work, it works, but it doesn't fucking sell anymore. Good luck. You can't sell Facebook ads anymore. Nobody wants them. Everybody's been through a couple of companies that have underdelivered, which is unfortunate for guys like you and me who actually have to thrive in this opportunity. So what does that mean? Well, that means that not only are businesses dying like locally, but online they're dying too. I'm watching it happen every day. I'm watching my friends blow up and crash, blow up and crash. And why is that? It's because they're offering the same shit in 2024 that doesn't work anymore. So what are we going to do about that? Blake, holy shit. I don't even know how to do this yet. How am I going to be able to do this yet? Well, guys, it comes down to got tightened up over here. It comes down to one simple thing. And that, my friends, let's see if this wants to turn around, is a famous saying you guys might have heard, which is the red ocean and the blue ocean product. So, Facebook ads. It's not even industries anymore. When you look at red ocean and blue ocean and all these things, they're usually industry dependent. They're usually, don't go into that niche. Don't go into this niche. That niche is saturated. This niche is saturated. Guys, I'm in one of the most saturated niches there is right now. I'm in med spa. Me and my partner Clay worked in real estate. Saturated. Me and my partner Clay worked in home services. Saturated. Everything is saturated. You're not going to be the first person. So what does that mean? That means that if we're talking about industries, everything is a red ocean. Everything's a red ocean. But if we're talking about new and unique offers, that, my friends, is a blue ocean. So I want you guys to kind of understand what these mean. If you don't know what a red ocean and blue ocean is, you can simply look it up, but I'm going to walk you through it real quick without taking too much time, because I know you guys might care, might not care. And we're getting to the good stuff here in a minute. But a red ocean, essentially what a red ocean is, it's imagine an ocean full of blood. It's aggressive, it's everything. It's the big, large niches. And a blue ocean is an untapped one. Now, the problem with a red ocean in 2024 is it's super saturated and super burned. I personally am in a red ocean market. But a blue ocean, the problem with a blue ocean product, you're like, well, then I just want to go into a blue ocean one. The reality is that it's a reason why it's a blue ocean is because it's not proven. No one's done it, or very few people have done it, and very, very few people have been able to crack the code. These red ocean products, it's like you want to learn how to acquire clients in real estate, guys, throw ads up. That's simple. You guys will get real estate agents opting in. So how am I going to help you? Well, first things first, I'm going to help you guys actually select a niche that has potential to scale in 2024. So essentially, what we're not going to want to avoid this super highly competitive niches, so to say, because they're still effective, right? But we're going to want to go and we're going to want to open it up a little bit right now. So what we're going to want to do is you think of a niche like, let's think of one right now. So let's think of the home service industry in the home. And home services, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear the word home services, I always think like green, like earthly. You got home services, right? You guys follow me. So some large proven niches in home services. You have roofing. You have HVAC. You have, I'm gonna throw a new one in there. You have concrete companies. So here are 3 niches that I can tell you right now, if you threw up an ad and you threw up an offer, you can get leads for it. Now, so what's the problem? Well, the problem is, let's throw it back to what I just said. Facebook ads do not sell in these niches like they used to. So how are we going to be different? Well, first things first, before we start making offers and trying to sell the world to these random people, we gotta hone down a little bit more. Now, there's a couple processes on how to do this. First things first, before selecting any of these niches, and we're gonna go into like what niche is gonna be good for you in a minute, I just want to kind of break down to you the philosophy on niching down. So if you're one of these agency owners, or people who AKA have no clients, but you think you're an agency owner, not trying to be disrespectful, but it's true. I talk to you guys all day. The 360 model is not going to work for you. Why? Because you haven't even cracked one product yet. The biggest companies like Amazon, they didn't start by selling everything, every little product. They started by selling books. And then they progressed to other stuff and other stuff. And then they're like, damn, if we can sell books this way, then why can't we sell online toys? Then why can't we just, and then we open up this chain and this logistic. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? So I'm not saying that you absolutely can't go broad. You can do it, but you can't do it in the beginning because you have no social proof. You can't make a million different funnels. If you want to, good luck. I don't know one person that's made it past $100,000 a month in the SMMA like industry that hasn't started with one product. Unless you're in web design and SEO, and those guys take years to get there. But for a beginner, niching down is absolutely necessary. So let me go into this for a second, into roofing, HVAC, and concrete. So even though these are big niches and blah, 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 what do these niches offer, right? Gutter installation, right? They offer obviously roof replacement, right? HVAC, what do they offer? AC, repair, all that type of stuff. Concrete, what do they offer? You know, commercial jobs. You have patios. You have residential patios. Dude, you guys get where I'm going with this. So essentially, instead of saying roofers, I'm going to get you guys more leads, more sales, etc. What I would do is I would focus on the niches within the large industries, and I would focus on one main pain point that they want. And so let's use concrete for an example real quick. All right, so cleared everything off. Wanted to kind of show you guys what I'm about to do here. So concrete companies. Concrete guys, for the most time, are general contractors or other companies, just like real estate agents will also do leases and they'll also sell homes. Like a lot of these guys are multi-talented. So I don't want to confuse you too much, but instead of saying, you know, concrete companies, I want to get you, you know, more leads and more sales, right? And focusing on like saying that, they've heard it one too many times. So here's what I would say. I would say concrete companies. I specialize in helping concrete companies get more residential and commercial driveways and parking lots. Or I would choose from one of the two. If you want a concrete company, I can help you get an extra 2 to 3 commercial parking lots a month. Hook. So what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm showing you guys how to make an offer. I'm showing you guys how to be unique and craft a new offer. Because if you think that you're just going to offer, I can flip the slide, but you know what I'm about to show, a red ocean offer, you will fail. And I don't want you to fail. I want you to be successful. So that is kind of how you create an offer in a niche, or take an industry, go niche, and then create an offer for that niche. So you're super niche down. And so when someone talks to you outside of you running ads or acquisition, blah, 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 you're like, yeah, hey, can you run my ads? I'm a roofer. You're like, no, I actually specialize in this. And so people are like, wow, that's very specific. So when you're reaching out and you're talking to people and you're networking and you're posting and you're branding and you're doing all these things, When you're niched down like this, you're seen as the expert. Let me ask you this. If your dentist was also a lawyer and was also 5 other things, would you be like, damn, I want this guy to do a major extraction in my mouth? Or would you go to the dentist that's like, yo, I'm known as the dentist. I'm the #1 surgeon. It's like, you see where I'm going with this? That's exactly how your clients feel whenever you say, I can do everything. They're like, well, I'm kind of looking for the guy that just knocks this one thing out of the park nonstop consistently. So for you, what does this mean for you? Well, Blake, I'm not a concrete company. So what I would do, if I were to do it all over again, and I'm not a med spa owner, but I went into med spa. But if I were to go back, some wise words from Blake himself, I don't have many, but I'll give you a couple. Some wise words is, before you select a niche and before you start this business model, the first thing I want you to do, I don't want to be cheesy and say it, but like, get a pen and paper. You really need to like look at this. You need to ask yourself the one main question. No, it's not, what's my desire and my passion? I know what your passion is. You want to make money online. You want to run a business. You want to get the skills to level up, and you eventually want to go into what you're truly passionate about. So like, if you want to use this business model to learn all the skills, make money, be successful, and eventually maybe exit it one day or cash flow it another day, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to show you exactly how I currently do that right now in my agency. So the first question you're not going to ask yourself is, what is my true design and divine passion? If your motive is to make money as an entrepreneur online, what you want to ask is, drum roll, who can I relate to? Do you have any other experience? When I started in the home service niche. My dad is a pool builder. I went after pool builders and home service niche based people when I first started. So this is just a tip of advice to you because I didn't do it the right way. Who can you relate to? Are you watching this right now and you're a real estate agent? Are you watching this right now, or you're just some young guy who maybe you're not even out of high school yet, or maybe you're in between that high school and college and you're trying to figure out what, or maybe you graduated college just like I did and you didn't want to go work in a corporate job that you hated, right? Maybe one of those is you. So the first thing I ask is, who can I relate to? Are you more of a tech guy? Are you more of a sales guy? How do you talk? Are you a listener? Are you a talker? What do you think I am? I'm a freaking talker. So I'm not going to go into a niche with highly analytical people where I don't know anything about. I'm going to go into one where I know the lingo. I know home service guys swear a little bit. I swear a little bit. I can speak the lingo. I know the jobs. I understand the business model, the subcontractor model. Like, I get it. So it just immediately made it easier. So who can I relate to? The second one I want to go over is, who has buying power? Who has the buying power? Yeah, you can relate to somebody all day, but can they afford you? Are they able to buy? Right? That's so important that no one ever thinks about. Who has buying power? Well, let's keep it on the concrete companies, they do these large jobs, which is why I'm trying to bring them those high ticket items, because I know that that's where they make their most money on, because they're doing everything by the square foot. So the more square foot they got, the more money in their pocket. And when they roll all that out, all those crews out and all that equipment out, that's coming out for one day. Why not do a bigger job? Why not go after the bigger jobs? Why not give them what they want? Why not go after dentists and offer them implants? Why offer them more people in the door? They don't want that. They want implants. So you need to find the niche you want that you can relate to, and you need to go after the service that's more high ticket, because that is the thing that's going to allow them to have more buying power, and they're going to want to go with you because of that. So I hope that kind of makes sense on the niche. So I want you to kind of think about what some niches are, and you need to decide really, really, really quickly, because we're going to jump into the next section here where I'm going to walk you guys through some more awesome stuff. And for a lot of you guys that are watching this, this is for the beginners, so I don't want to overcomplicate it too much. But if you don't have a lot of money and you want to do this the right way, you need to ask the question of, who can I get on the phone with the fastest? What decision maker can I get on the phone with? And so I wouldn't recommend going into like a niche like lawyers, where you know that there's multiple branches and there's multiple departments. You need to go into a niche where it's really easy to get the decision maker on the phone, whether that's real estate agents with a new offer, right? Not offering them more leads, they don't want that. Offering them more luxury home sales, offering different things. You gotta get creative and do it. So what I would do is I'm gonna give you guys the acquisition models that I rank in the best, and I'm also gonna give you guys some golden nuggets that are free as well. so you guys can take it and you guys can scale as fast as possible. But we're going to roll into the next section. All right, guys, this is probably where most people start and fail or start and quit their agency, and it's right in the beginning, right when they select the most simple things, brand, logo, website. Guys, I'm going to fly through this real quick. You can always make another freaking logo. You can always make another website. You can always make another brand slogan. You know what I did? I spent so much time doing this, and I regret it. Because literally, when we went into med spas, our name is Patient to Profit. That's it. Patient to Profit. Why? Simple. Makes sense. We take these patients and we turn them to a profit. It's congruent in the industry. So whenever you're creating your name and everything like that, whether you're going in whatever niche you're going into, make it relatable to the niche, because at scale and when you do grow and when you do expand, you want to leave that open. And what you don't want to do, and this is a huge pointer, don't ever make a brand name, I'm going to write it down, no names in your brand. I don't want to see if your last name is Martinez. I don't want to see Martinez Media. Don't do it. And there's a couple of reasons why. It makes it harder to exit down the line. Your multipliers will go down. It makes it feel more of like a family style business. And investors aren't looking for a family style business if you guys want to end up selling it. I'm not saying that it's going to be completely critical and in your business if you do it. Just don't do it. Don't associate you with your brand long term, because you don't know what your brand will turn into long term. You don't even know if you'll end up running your own company or somebody else will run it for you while you just cash flow it. Kind of like where I'm starting to get to a little bit now. So with our logo, there are so many websites online. One of them is like Namelix. It's like Name Lix. I can link it down below. You can go in and put like some keywords like, hey, I want to do marketing. I'm in this niche. Here's kind of like my idea, and here's like what I'm kind of going for. And it will legitimately create you logos that you can just screenshot, just drag them into Canva, and you can just like kind of recreate them. So that's what I would do. I would just go to like Namelix or any other logo builder, and I would go put your name in that with a little description and get a logo. Guys, this right here, I don't want you to spend more than a day doing this. You can always change it. You can always change it. This is super crucial to do this as fast as possible. So brand, logo, go to Namelix, get a logo, go into Canva. If you don't know what Canva is, it is awesome. It's where all of our pitch decks are. It's where all of our creatives are. You can get it for free. You can literally drag and drop and create little logos and stuff like that, and make a Facebook page and make an Instagram page and start throwing that stuff up immediately, because you need it. You need to just get that out there, and you need to get some posts on there as soon as possible. Let me ask you this. When you're about to go invest money with somebody, large sum of money, what are you going to go do? You're going to go look and see how long they've been around. So if you guys are starting this, you guys need to go get some posts on there right now. Right now, super crucial. Even if you're on the fence of doing this business model, go make a page and just go get it right now, right? And then the last part, the website, the thing that people sit around and drag and drop and play with and do all this other crazy stuff. Guys, here's the little golden nugget for you. In my school community, which has everything between ad sales and everything that we're about to go over now, I've already made all of these videos for you. I've also attached my B2B snapshot with Go High Level. I don't need your affiliate link if you already have it. I don't care. Go take it, implement it immediately, and I already put a little website in there for you guys. Go copy and paste your logo over it. All of the automations are already pre-built. So all this website and brand and all this other shit that you guys have to spend so much time doing, it's done. Go take mine as a baseline and improvise on it. Change the copy. Change a couple of pictures. Slap a picture of you on the front, or slap a picture of your company on the front. Slap a logo in the top left corner. Just go take what I've given you guys and improvise on it, because I promise you, it's going to make sense down the line, because all of the automations that I'm going to show you guys how to build, they're already going to be pre-built for you, because that is exactly what I wanted 2 years ago when I started. And if I can give anything back to you guys, I want to give that to you, because guys, I failed. My first agency literally failed because I invested so much money with people, and it sucks, but it's true. And I was just looking for an answer, and no one ever had an answer. So like, if you take one thing away from this, I want you to take the step, just the first step, because I'm literally giving it to you. I'm giving it to you because I know how hard it is. I know how most of you guys feel, and it feels so like you're looking for all these different answers. And I hope that not only this, but also our community that we put together can give you guys the resources, and it's completely for free. There's no upsell. There's nothing, especially if you're just starting off. So we have put together something where you guys can immediately go, implement, take action, and you guys can get your first client within 10 days. I don't want to harp over it too much here, but I want you guys to go check that out at the end of the video, or I'll link it below now. You guys can go check it out, but we're going to keep on rolling. So guys, we're moving on to the next part of our video, and we're going to pick up the speed a little bit. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank the acquisition channels in best to worst in terms of your time spent, money spent, and where I think the A to D really range. So first on the list, A, referrals. It's what everybody wants. Everybody wants referrals. It's the easiest sale you possibly can get. So I'm going to have to put referrals up at A. Well, Blake, I'm just getting started. I don't have referrals. Exactly. So if you're first getting started, the easiest and cheapest way to get new clients for your service is to ask your parents, ask your friends, ask contact lists, do it. I know it's uncomfortable, but if you want to get clients as fast as possible, I would highly recommend doing this, because every single person you know essentially is a lead or is somebody that's connected to somebody that can put someone in front of you. And I know you're probably thinking, well, I don't really know if I can deliver a service, so I'm not going to go ask my parents if they know somebody who's a roofer so I can run their ads, but I don't know how to get it. Guys, I got you guys on fulfillment. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm going to show you guys how to actually do all of this. So first things first, let's just fly through this. Referrals are definitely an A. And also what I have to put up here as well is the golden nugget, paid ads. It's what I run. Every single seven-figure agency owner I know runs paid ads. That is their main acquisition channel. They dump a ton of money into ads, and that is their golden nugget because it's the most predictable and the most scalable acquisition model at a large base. I mean, I know guys that are spending anywhere from $10K a month on ads, like more similar like what we do, and I also know other guys that are spending $500,000 a month on Facebook ads. And it's insane the returns that you can actually pull off these things. So I'm gonna have to put paid ads and I'm gonna have to put referrals on top, because essentially referrals are cheap, they're free, they're the best. Paid ads, they are probably going to be the most expensive one. If you can start off with paid ads, I would highly recommend it instead of going and investing money on some guru or some coaching program, because I show you how to run paid ads for free. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do it. So it definitely is the most costly, but in terms of your time, it's the easiest. You get them up and you just optimize and you check there. You don't have to send cold DMs all day that are absolutely not a waste of time, but if you're trying to move the ball forward and scale faster and you have the money to do so, it's absolutely essential you do that. So I'm gonna roll into the next one, which is the most slept on, and I don't see anybody talk about it, but it's free groups. Nobody talks about this. Now, you don't go into free groups and you're like, yo, I have this company, buy my stuff. You go into free groups and you say, yo, I'm just in the earlier stage of this company. I'm looking to bring on 3 to 5 more people. We're kind of scaling to the next phase. I want to test out this new product that we have. Here's a little golden nugget on what it is. We run the ads. You don't say we run your Facebook ads. Say, we run ads that do this and do that and push the thing. And then this is usually the result that we're seeing. Looking to see if anyone wants to test it out on a trial basis. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You're playing a different game now. The days of IG DMing people, if you guys are doing that right now or trying to figure it out, you're going to see where they rank here in a minute. They're just ineffective. I get so many DMs. I can pull my phone and show you. I get so many DMs all day from all these different people. All the actual business owners that you want to work with are burned out of this method. So free groups, going back to the basics and actually leading with genuine value, is what is blowing up right now, because everybody else is just like an expert at something when they're not. So don't try to be an expert, just be an expert. You don't have to say it, just do it. And how do you do it? You get reps, just like anything else. It's like if I wanted to go try and shoot a three-pointer from the NBA line right now. Like I could probably go make a couple from the regular line, but if I go shoot from the NBA line, I might miss every single one of them. So don't oversell yourself in the beginning. Take on free groups. Now, another big one that no one really talks about is cold email. We actually just started rerunning cold email, and we're getting like 3 to 5 leads that come through a day that are warm, that are pretty warm. Now, like they're open to a conversation, they're open to potentially working together. They're not as warm as paid ads, but actually they're not as expensive. So I'm gonna have to put cold email right here. Now we're gonna roll into the ones that you guys probably think I'm gonna say, which is cold calls and cold DMs. So for this, depending on your offer, I am going to have to put cold DMs above cold calls. I'm going to tell you why. You can be more personable with this. You can be more direct with this. Even though, like I just mentioned a minute ago, I get them all the time. I get them, but they're really shitty. They're shitty cold DMs where they're like a paragraph. But if they were just like, yo, Blake, can I ask you a question? I've had people do that, and then they've actually gotten a response from me. So just actually try to develop a relationship. Don't try to sell so fast. Stack up a pipeline, nurture. And that's why for me, these are like my main focuses. But if you're just getting started and you have no money or very little money, cold DM is going to be your best friend. And the last one I got to put is cold calls. Where's a little phone emoji? Cold calls. Guys, I literally scaled my agency to 20K from cold calls. I actually have it on my YouTube channel. It's one of the first videos I posted. You can go look at it. I have like the little go high level pulled up. But it was awful. I churned out a bunch of clients really fast. Cold calls generated, it's probably some of the worst people to work with. And if you're trying to do cold calls right now in 2024, you are going to, I did 200 to 300 dials a day and for like 2 months. And if I were to just taken the little bit of money that I had, or maybe just worked with somebody for a couple of weeks and use that 1,000 to 2,000, just put it right into one of these two, I would have scaled so much faster, so much better and so much faster. So unless you absolutely just love hammering dials, like you just love it, and you wake up in the morning like, I want a cold call, I wouldn't really recommend cold calls, especially for a beginner, because it's on top of it being just awful, it's also just like it takes so much skill to actually get someone qualified to have a conversation with you. I know guys post YouTube videos and do it, but I'm just looking out for you guys, and I just wanted to rank these in the best for you, because I know that if you put your main focus on these right here, you're gonna scale a lot faster. My favorite thing to talk about, and that is sales. Now, if you don't know who I am at all, maybe this is the first video that you are seeing from me, sales is actually how I got a name for myself in the SMMA industry. My first agency, the one that I was talking about just a second ago, that I scaled up to 20K, it failed, it did. I could not get client results to save my life. I invested tens of thousands of dollars into coaching programs to help me fix it, because I was rapidly losing clients and nobody had answers for me. Literally, they just said, you're gonna get shittier clients, they're gonna churn out, it's just the way the industry is, you just gotta get more and more clients. And to be honest with you, for a certain point in time, I wanted to give up. I wanted to go find a new vehicle, because I was like, bro, I can't consistently just outpace churn every month. It's so stressful when your clients are just so mad at you because you can't deliver results. And also, I'm a man of my word. So when I can't deliver on a promise, it makes me feel like a shitty person. So, sales. What are we gonna walk through here? What I wanna go through is, I wanna go through our process. So, I could just talk about sales all day, but I don't wanna overcomplicate it. So sales, what we do is we do what we call a 2-call close. Now, you might see some of these other guys on the phones, they're like, watch me cold call this person and book all these appointments. Yeah, all right. Ask them to make another video of the show up rate, because a lot of times people are misleading you guys, and they're trying to show you that the 1-call close method is the way. Now, editor, pull up some screenshots right here. So the 1-call close is not the way to do sales, especially not anymore. If you're selling a product that's maybe, and someone doesn't know you, maybe 200 to 500, maybe a long 1-call close could work, and maybe a substitute follow-up call. But if someone doesn't know you, a 2-call close, let's just X this out, because I don't even like the word 1-call close. It pisses me off so much. It makes me so mad. The 2-call close is what has allowed me and my partner Clay to close over $2 million each in SMMA. It's allowed us to scale agencies from 0 to 100K in 30 days. It is the bread and butter. So, how does the 2-call close process work? Well, let me break it down to you and make it super simple. You're gonna have an intro call. Some people call it a triage. I used to call it a triage, but you're gonna have an intro and you're gonna have a demo, right? So basically, phone call, Zoom call. You wanna learn how to sell high ticket? I'm gonna teach you how to do it today. So on the intro call, God, I love talking about this. What we're gonna do is, there is something called the 15 seconds of pain. Oh, Everybody hates that. Then we have the frame. Then we have the mini discovery. You might not be able to see this, but it's for my mental sake. And I'm gonna walk you guys through what this is. This is actually the process. Like sometimes people are like, oh, you know, sales is a natural thing. No, it's not. Sales is a process. I have guys that are coming in organically. I have guys that are coming in that have never talked to me and never seen me before. I don't care. I do the same process every single time. So let me walk you through it. On the intro, you have what is called the 15 seconds of pain. It's the awkward conversations. It's a hey, Blake, how's the weather there? It's that, but it's doing it the right way. So it's basically hopping on and being like, hey, James, saw you opted in one of our ads. Got about 10 minutes here to chat. That's the 15 seconds of pain. It's not actually 15 seconds. It's just that awkward hump. Hey, James, man, what's going on? I saw you actually just opted into one of our ads real quick about our Patient to Profit program. Wanted to call you up real fast. I know you booked an intro for tomorrow, but we usually like to call as soon as possible. Got about 5 to 10 seconds here to chat. Boom, push, right? Then we're gonna roll into the frame. So the frame is essentially when they say, yeah, got a couple minutes. Or yeah, sure, let's roll, Blake. Then you're gonna jump into the frame. And so the frame is where basically, you can look at the frame as like the authority, like where you're taking authority of the call. So I also like to look at it like kind of like a give and a get. So what you do is you give a little, so it doesn't seem like you're just asking questions like a cop, but you also get control of the call. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, absolutely. So just to give you some context, everything we do here is completely custom. There's really no one size fits all process. So usually the way that we do these calls, if you're all right with it, is if I just kind of ask you a couple questions on what it is you're going through, what you're kind of looking for, and maybe see if we're a good fit, right? I could go a little bit longer, but that's really it to sum it up. So what I just kind of did there is I kind of gave a little, like, hey man, everything we do here is a little bit custom. So if you don't mind, what I would like to do is like, it's almost like you're asking for permission. You're kind of giving them a little control, and then you're getting it right back. Because you're saying, usually, the way we do everything is super custom, blah, 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 blah. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions about your business? And then they're like, yeah, go ahead. So what you just did is, now you have the frame and the control of the call. So if they say, all right, man, well, what's the price? What's it? Hey, we're not done yet, right? You're running the call now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into mini discovery. So yeah, man, just kind of give me a 30,000 foot bird's eye view on like what's going on, like what you kind of opted in, what you're looking for help with. Now they start yapping, oh, this, and that, I've been through this before, and I got this other company I'm working with, it's fucking this, and that. Oh yeah, so you said you worked with another marketing agency in the past. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Oh yeah, the marketing agency, yeah, they dropped the ball, yes, blah, 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 they suck and everything, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so when you say drop the ball, what do you mean by that? Oh, basically I work with them, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. You see what I'm doing there? I'm probing. I'm asking the deeper underlying questions so I can kind of get a little bit of understanding of what's going on. And so what you're going to do is you're going to let them yap, and they're going to tell you about 3 to 4 problems or 3 to 4 things that is going on in the call. Now, sometimes you're going to get the guy, and I don't want to make this too long because I'm going to dive deeper on another video on this, but sometimes you'll get the person who's like, I don't know, I'm just interested. And you go, interested? I'm like, yeah, I'm just interested in seeing what you guys have. And I'm like, well, we got a lot of cool stuff. Like I use a little bit of humor. I'm like, well, we got a lot of cool stuff. So what's the problem? Right? Like if I don't really understand the problem or what's really going on or what you're looking for, how can I I don't really know if I can help you yet. Right? More like confused. So that's what you'll do in the discovery. Then what you're gonna wanna do from there is you're gonna have the transition. So, okay, cool. Well, you kind of transition into a little bit of a mini pitch where it's a little bit more give now because they just answered a bunch of questions from you. So now what you're gonna kind of say is like, cool, man, yeah, I appreciate you kind of giving me insight on all that. So just to kind of give you a little bit more context on what we do, everything is a little proprietary to every single private client that we work on. And so here's part A, part B, and part C of our product. You're not pitching, you're just saying like, so what we kind of focus on is we focus on building more of a client acquisition system instead of just generating you some names and numbers on a white sheet. Because based on what you just told me, that didn't work in the past. So what you're doing is you're using what didn't work against them and basically being on their side. So you're able to do that in the mini pitch. And when I say book, I mean book for the demo. So you're like, yeah, man, based on everything you kind of told me, I definitely think that we can help you out. Really, the next step on what this looks like is I'll actually break down everything that we do more in depth in our discovery. And the only reason why we're booking this in is just because I genuinely feel like we can actually help you guys out. And so on this demo call, what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through everything from A to Z. And we just want to make sure everybody's going to be able to be there. blah, 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 blah. Then you book the demo, right? Before you do that though, once they say yes or once you guys just agree on a time, make sure to pre-handle objections and get tie downs. Hey, real quick before we jump off, is there any other decision makers that are going to be on the call that you would want there? Any other person, wife, yada, yada. No, I don't. Oh, you're a single guy? You're not married? You sure you don't want your wife there? Oh, I got my wife, but I make the decisions. Yeah, man, I totally understand. You make the decision with your business, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, really what we usually do here is what happens most of the time is we'll get on a call with somebody and, you know, they'll usually ask a bunch of questions. We'll provide a bunch of insight. And then obviously you want to make a decision with your wife, right? Like it's your wife. You know, I don't want you sleeping on the couch and whatnot. So we just kind of ask that everybody there, it's more so policy, just because she's going to have some questions, we're just going to go ahead and answer those questions for her there, and then you guys can conversate and see if it's a good fit for your business. So what you're doing is you're getting these tie downs and pre-handling these objections to where whenever you do transition to that demo, you can get that re-tie down if they're not there. If the wife doesn't show up, you're like, hey, where's the wife at? Right? Because let me tell you why, without going too AWOL here. If you do not do this the right way, what I just kind of explained to you, and by the way, I'm just flying through it, so it might not be perfect. I'm not sitting there with my framework and my script in front of me. If you do not do this the correct way, what's going to happen is you're going to go through this whole process, and you might have already done this, where you've gotten on a couple calls with people, you know, you haven't closed them, you're like, what the fuck, right? You're going to go through this whole process time and time and time again. You're going to switch your scripts and your frameworks and your pitches, and this is just not working. No, it's not that it's not working, it's that you're not asking the right questions to begin with. So if you can do all this, now guess what? When we price anchor and we price drop on the demo, they can't say, I got to go talk to the wife about this. Why? Because the wife's fucking there. That's why. So when we get back on, we get the tie downs, and a lot of times people wonder from me, oh, well, why are we going to go through frame and discover and do all that again? We just did that in the intro. Because that was to qualify, guys. This guy told you he worked with another marketing agency in the past, it didn't work out. He also told you he's tried Facebook ads and they haven't worked out. He also told you this, and that, right? So now when you're on this discovery, you can dive really deep with them. Hey man, you know, I know last time we kind of touched on this, but I had a couple more questions real fast that I wanted to dive deep on before I start showing you everything. You mind if I ask you a couple questions before we get into everything? Yeah, man, go ahead. Boom, took frame back. Now you're diving deep in their problems, and this is where you have them one-on-one like this, and they are fucking telling you everything that's a problem, and you're taking all of that ammo and you're transitioning that into your pitch. You are pitching the solution to their problem. Bro, whenever I'm pitching somebody, and it's just basically the same Facebook ads, and they tell me that they worked at the company and Facebook ads is this thing, I need to get to the root of why. And when they tell me, oh, this and that happened, then you find out it wasn't the Facebook ads. It was that they paid some dude who didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and then you allow them to realize that, and then whenever you pitch the product, what you have, they already trust you. Because you've already uncovered the demons, the true objection before you even pitch. So you can get the, you know, what's the saying, get the elephant in the room or whatever. You can get that elephant in the room out before you start pitching. So when it comes time to price anchor and ask them, based on everything you've seen today, I mean, how are you feeling? I'm feeling good. I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, Blake, 1 being I don't like your face, I don't like seeing you, 10 being like, hey man, if the price is right, I'm ready to move forward today. Where are you looking? They give you 8, 9, 10. Cool. All these pre-handles, all this shit is for this moment right here, for them to give you that 8 or 9. So when you drop price and they give you those objections, you can work right around them and say, and we'll go into objection later, but I just wanted you guys to kind of get the process of everything. So when they do hit you with those objections at that price drop, you can use all of that pain, all of those pre-handles against them. Because most of the time, objections is a bunch of bullshit. They're blowing you smoke screens. So that is my crash course on sales. This whole process, live sales calls, live recordings, our sales script, everything more in depth in the school community. I'm telling you guys that we created this crash course for you guys where you guys can go close clients and whatnot. This is all done for you. It's already done. It's in the school community below. So go ahead and grab it. Now we're going to move over to fulfillment. All right, guys, last but not least, fulfillment. How do we actually deliver results for clients? Well, if we tie it all the way back to the beginning, and you guys might have heard this term contractor arbitrage before I explain it to you today, but it's essentially where we're going to tie it all the way back to the beginning, where it's you, that person, and your contractor, right? As a contractor, here's you, here's the prospect. And so essentially now that you've cracked the sales with this person and received the money into your pocket down here, Now you can turn around and have this person fulfill for you. Now, there are a lot of videos out there that tell you how this is such an easy process. Well, it is if this person right here knows what the fuck they're doing. Most of the time they don't. So what I did was I went ahead and I am going to give you guys the secrets and the blueprint on how to make sure that the person that's actually you're putting your word on is actually going to be good. Or I'm going to also show you guys how this can be you. Now, I don't have time to show you guys how to run ads, find client creatives, make winning creatives, and do all that. But once again, I did link all that in the school. There's already pre-built videos. It's towards the end. It's like day 8, 9, or 10. I think it's day 8 and 9 is client results. And there's actually live videos of like how to go and set all this stuff up and do it the right way so you can get your client results, and like how to find all the creatives, make your own and shit. But I would highly recommend fulfillment being the first thing that you delegate. It was the first thing I delegated, and I know guys that still run other ads for their clients, and then like for me, I've always had a media buyer just do this for me because it's cheap. So the crazy thing is that no one tells you is these people to run these client accounts, this person, if they know what they're doing, can probably manage anywhere from 10 to 20 clients for one person right here. And here's the even more crazy part about this. The craziest part about this is this person to do that probably only has to work 2 to 3 hours a day. My media buyer only comes in 2 days a week to optimize client campaigns and whatnot. She's good, she spends the whole day, but we optimize on Monday and Thursday. So to break this down for you, usually what you could pay this person is anywhere from $3 to $5 an hour. So essentially, if you need 2 to 3 hours and you work 5 days a week, let's just go on the conservative side, that's 15 hours a week. And let's say conservative at the most amount, 15 hours a week at $5 an hour. You're literally looking at you're looking at $75 a week. That's how much you're looking at spending. Times that by 4, you have $300 a month. So to manage 10 to 20 clients, that's how much it should cost you. And so that is why this business model is the best. And so the biggest problem is there have been a lot of gurus, there have been a lot of people that say like, oh yeah, just get somebody to fulfill. But the question is, the big question that everybody wants to know is, where do I find them? Where do I find them? So I wanted to just give you guys the sauce on where I find mine. Some of these are more known platforms, but I'm going to kind of go a little bit more in depth. So one massive one that I would highly recommend is Online Jobs PH. So Online Jobs PH, you can actually see, this is actually Philippines only. You can see if they have a bachelor's degree, you can see their IQ score, you can see all of this. And Online Jobs PH right now, I believe is $85 a month, but $85 a month to create like 4 job postings. But the cool thing is, if you don't like it or you're not satisfied with your service, you can actually refund the money at the end of the month and not pay for it. Now, I personally have never done it because I've actually gotten some amazing hires off it. But you can literally pay $85 to have a ton of conversations, and there's like very little regulation on this. So what I'll do is I'll build like a Google form, or I'll build like a questionnaire that they can go fill out, and I'll ask them questions like, what are your experience, this, and that. And when they meet that certain criteria, and I'm gonna link some of this below for you guys as well. When they meet that criteria, then all I gotta do is set up an interview with them. And what I'm also gonna do just to kind of help you guys out is I'm gonna make a questionnaire and I'm gonna link it below. I won't even link it in the school group. I'll just link it below for you if you just want that and nothing else. And it's gonna be the interview questions that you need to ask them. It's just gonna be everything that needs to check the box, and I'm gonna give you the correct answer. So you can essentially go ask them the questions, and if they fit the right criteria, you know that they're probably a good candidate, and then you can hire them and just get them started. But to be honest with you guys, I don't really want to talk too much about fulfillment yet, because if you're watching this video, you probably have no clients. And so everything up until this point, I really want you guys to focus on the sales, the acquisition, creating the brand, the offer, and everything like that, which is once more why we put all of those things below in the community where you can actually really dive deep and go way more into it. But I wanted to show you guys that this is one of my bread and butter sites. You can also go to other sites like Fiverr. You can also go to other sites like Upwork. You can also go into Facebook groups and find these people. This part is actually the easiest part, fulfillment, which is probably why a lot of people don't talk about it. Because I feel like in the beginning, If you're starting off in the beginning, and where most people are, and I kind of want to end on this note, and you guys can relate to it or not. Maybe you're a little bit different. Maybe you just need to let me know if you are. But in the beginning, this is like you, right? You have all these little ideas in your head of like how to make money. That's me. That's pretty much everybody. So, you watch all these different people, you get all these other ideas in your head on what you need to do, yada, 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 right? But the reality is all of this thinking is really messing you up, because what you need to do is you need to go and you need to replay this video, and you need to go and you need to watch everything I just laid out for you again now that you've seen it. So step one, what are we going to do? We're going to go in, we're going to pick our niche, we're going to create our brand, we're going to go take Blake's snapshot, we're going to go get our website up, we're going to go knock all that out. I want you guys to do that in 2 days, max. Then, what I want you guys next to do is I want you guys to solidify offers, creation, thoughts, everything like that. And I show you guys how to do that more in the community. So, I'm going to give you 1 day to do that. Then, I need you guys to set up an acquisition channel. You're going to have 2 days to do that. Guys, we're 5 days in. This is 1 week. We can have our systems, our brand, our name, our everything. We can have everything ready to go in 1 week, one normal week. So then all you have to be focused on is the hard stuff, the prospecting, the acquisition, the sales, the stuff that takes most of your time. And that is where we're going to be able to help you the most with the sales process and the sales resources if you follow all of that, and all of those documents we're going to attach below for you as well. So that, guys, is how you're going to land your first clients. I'm not going to make this video and tell you that this video alone is going to make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. In a simple scheme, it does. But for you guys, I know that you're probably just trying to hit your first 5, 10, 20, even 50K a month. And you can do it with this simple model. It's really not that over complex. But you have to follow the principles, you have to follow the guidelines, you have to follow everything that I just kind of listed out for you in that order and not in any other order. I don't need you to go try and find a fulfillment guy when you have no pipeline. You don't have a chance, because you can do the recruiting and get all that done in a day or 2 days. It's not hard. It's not hard. So guys, that's pretty much all I have for you. I've said it a couple times in here, but if you need any extra help, we already put the community below. I know I've mentioned it probably like 3 times or 4 times in this video, but the reason why I've done it is because it's every single thing that I wanted when we first started, and nobody gave it away. So I want you guys to just check for yourself. Check for yourself, take all of the resources, and if you still can't have success with it, we're open to helping you guys out. This is completely for free. I wanted to kind of do this as a good riddance to no one ever doing it for me, I guess you could say. And I hope that this video was helpful, even though I am not the best drawer in the world. But that, guys, if you're a beginner, that is absolutely how you need to start a social media marketing agency in 2024, going into 2025. And I will see you guys on the next one, where we'll dive deeper into some more details. And I'm also going to be putting out the best niches that I believe in the next video or the other video. But you guys will be able to kind of hand pick from some of the niches that I feel like have the most potential in 2025. So without further ado, see you guys in the next one.